Well, Martha, this clearly has been bubbling up over the past few days, but now spilling out into the public between Attorney General Pam Bondi and the Deputy FBI Director Dan Bonino. He took the day off today from work, we're told, because he's so upset about the rollout of the Epstein memo that DOJ released earlier this week. Two sources familiar with the meeting say both were at the White House on Wednesday to discuss a unity path forward with the Trump administration following criticism from the Trump base about a DOJ memo out earlier this week that insisted Jeffrey Epstein's client list never existed and he committed suicide.
The real story begins now. The debate inside the White House over the Epstein file wasn't just a disagreement, it was an internal war. Deputy Director Bonino was so furious about the memo that he stopped coming to the office. The memo claimed Epstein died by suicide and that there was no client list. But the question is, if there's no list, then what was Pam Bondi showing off for months? Now rumors of Bonino's resignation are heating up, and the public wants the truth. The White House is on the defensive, but public trust is at risk. This isn't just a file, it's a secret that's being hidden.
At the Justice Department over the handling of the Jeffrey Epstein files. A source tells Fox News tonight that the FBI Deputy Director Dan Bonino has not been seen in the office since Wednesday after a heated argument with Attorney General Pam Bondi at the White House. Our correspondent David Spott has this story.
The controversy surrounding Jeffrey Epstein's death has reignited, but not just because of the memo. Inside the White House, a deeper conflict is unfolding. Sources say Deputy FBI Director Dan Bonino and intelligence official Kash Patel are increasingly frustrated with Attorney General Pam Bondi. They believe Bondi is blocking key efforts to bring transparency to the Epstein case. At the center of this clash is a two-page DOJ memo claiming that Epstein died by suicide and that no client list exists. But that contradicts earlier public statements from Bondi where she hinted at reviewing such a list. Now Bonino is reportedly considering resignation, not out of politics, but because he believes critical information is being withheld from the public. The files Bondi released earlier this year were already public knowledge, raising serious doubts. Was there ever a client list? If so, who's on it? And why keep it hidden? This isn't just bureaucratic drama, it's a credibility crisis. If Bonino or Patel resign and decide to go public, the entire narrative could shift. For now, what we're seeing is chaos, blame, and a growing demand from the public for the truth that still hasn't come.
Sources tell CNN that Deputy FBI Director Dan Bonino has told people that he's considering resigning amid a major clash between the FBI and DOJ over the continued fallout from the release or lack thereof of the Jeffrey Epstein memo. Joining us right now in files, joining us right now on the phone is CNN anchor and chief White House correspondent Caitlin Collins. Caitlin, what more are you learning?
The real issue isn't just a memo, it's personal now. Sources say Deputy FBI Director Dan Bonino isn't simply upset over how the Epstein memo was handled. He feels used. After months of silence and internal coordination, Attorney General Pam Bondi staged a high-profile event at the White House, presenting Epstein files to conservative influencers. But there was one problem: the files were already public. The MAGA base, who had long demanded accountability and transparency, expected bombshell revelations. What they got instead felt like empty theater. Both Bonino and Kash Patel come from the heart of MAGA world. They helped fuel the very narratives now collapsing under scrutiny. And now, that same base is turning its questions and its anger toward them. Bonino, once a prominent podcaster and political voice, is said to be deeply frustrated. He has reportedly told colleagues the job is taking a toll on his personal life. As of now, he's in Florida, absent from his office. Meanwhile, the Attorney General's office insists the leadership remains unified, but insiders and outside observers alike see the fractures clearly. The truth is, the Epstein case has been anything but transparent. The files released did not provide new answers, and the official narrative continues to raise doubts. The question now is no longer about Epstein alone. It's about integrity inside the federal government, and whether Dan Bonino will stay silent or finally pull back the curtain if he speaks. This story could explode in a direction no one is prepared for.
A feud brewing inside the White House. Sources tell Fox Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Deputy Director Dan Bonino got into a heated argument Wednesday over the Justice Department's handling of the Jeffrey Epstein case. It comes as DOJ has been attempting to close the case on the disgraced sex trafficker.
So now, the question isn't just about Dan Bonino's resignation, It's about something far more unsettling, the disappearance of truth itself. The Justice Department's recently released Epstein memo was supposed to bring clarity. Instead, it raised more questions than it answered. There was no client list, no new names, no hidden details revealed, just a brief document that insists Epstein took his own life. Case closed. But to many, it feels like a door being slammed shut on a room full of unanswered questions. And then there's the surveillance footage. A minute of video from outside Epstein's jail cell the night he died is missing. Not corrupted, missing. According to reports, metadata shows the video was edited using professional software. So we have to ask, is this coincidence or cover-up? Even within the government, all is not well. Deputy FBI Director Dan Bonino is reportedly furious, not just at the rollout of the memo, but at what he sees as a betrayal of the public's trust. According to insiders, Bonino had pushed for more transparency, more truth, only to be stonewalled by Attorney General Pam Bondi and her office. Bondi had publicly suggested for months that the Epstein files were under review, sparking hope among the public and the MAGA base that real revelations were on the way. But when the files were finally released, they turned out to be recycled documents already accessible for years. No new names, no indictments, just disappointment. Now Bonino finds himself in a personal and professional dilemma. Sources say he's deeply conflicted, and that the job has taken a serious toll on his personal life. He hasn't been to the office in days and is currently in Florida, reportedly out of protest. He may resign, but more importantly, the question is whether he'll speak out. Because what's happening here isn't just political. It's not just interagency, friction. It's something deeper. The slow erosion of public trust, a system that promises accountability but delivers silence, a government that pledges transparency only to obscure, redact, and deflect. The very people who once vowed to drain the swamp now appear tangled in its shadows. Is there more to the Epstein case than what we've been told? Were powerful names scrubbed from records? Has the public been misled, not just about how Epstein died, but about who he served? We may never know unless someone from within breaks the silence. Dan Bonino might be that person, a former Secret Service agent turned conservative commentator. He rose to prominence by challenging the establishment and promising to expose what others wouldn't. Now he stands at a crossroads. Will he walk away quietly, or will he take a stand for the truth he once claimed to fight for? In the end, this is no longer just about Epstein. It's not even about a memo, a missing minute of video, or one man's resignation. It's about the integrity of institutions. It's about truth being buried, erased, or rewritten. Epstein may be gone, but the cover-up, if there is one, lives on. And if the truth doesn't come out now, it may never come out at all. But one thing's clear, this story isn't over. Not yet. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit subscribe to Celeb Club 1. Stay updated with exclusive celebrity scoops, untold stories, behind-the-scenes drama, and trending interviews. Tap the bell icon so you never miss an upload. Join the club because on Celeb Club 1, every day brings a new headline.